In one of the most solemn and symbolic moments of the papal inauguration, Cardinal Luis Tagle, a prominent figure in the Roman Catholic Church, stepped forward to present the Fisherman's ring to the newly elected Pope Leo XIV. The moment was more than ceremonial, it was deeply spiritual, echoing centuries of tradition and affirming the continuity of apostolic leadership. The significance of the Fisherman's ring. The Fisherman's ring, or Annulus Piscatoris, is no ordinary piece of jewelry. It is a powerful symbol of the Pope's authority as the successor of St. Peter, who was a fisherman by trade and the first leader of the early Church. The ring bears the image of Peter casting his net and is engraved with the name of the reigning Pope. Since the 13th century, this ring has represented the power to lead, to govern, and to shepherd the flock of Christ. During past centuries, it was even used to seal official papal documents. Though its functional use has changed, its symbolism remains unchanged. A cardinal's honor, Tagle's historic role. Cardinal Tagle, a beloved voice in both Asia and across the global Church, was chosen to perform this sacred act as a gesture of continuity, humility, and obedience. His role in this moment also underscores his standing within the Church, as a bridge between tradition and renewal. With reverence and emotion in the air, Cardinal Tagle slipped the ring onto the hand of Pope Leo XIV, marking his full acceptance of the Petrine office. The gesture served not only as a rite of passage but also as a visual proclamation: the shepherd has taken his staff. The world watches with awe. The ceremony, broadcast to millions across the globe, touched the hearts of many. The faithful witnessed not just a new pope assuming his role but the living tradition of the Church being passed on in a way that transcends politics and personalities. The moment Pope Leo XIV raised his hand, now adorned with the Fisherman's ring, to bless the congregation, the basilica erupted with emotion. The applause, the chanting, and the silence that followed reflected a profound recognition of spiritual leadership being renewed in our time. What this means for the Church. The presentation of the Fisherman's ring is more than a beautiful ritual, it is a reminder that the papacy is a service, not a privilege. It is a call to lay down one's life for the Church, to uphold truth and compassion, and to guide the faithful through the storms of the modern world. As Pope Leo XIV begins his pontificate, the placing of this sacred ring by Cardinal Tagle will be remembered as the defining moment where tradition met renewal, and where the Church once again embraced its mission to serve with love and truth. Reactions from the faithful and the global community. The moment when Cardinal Tagle presented the Fisherman's ring to Pope Leo XIV resonated deeply, not only within the grand halls of St. Peter's Basilica but also across the world. Social media platforms lit up with images, tributes, and emotional reactions. For many Catholics and observers alike, this gesture was more than ceremonial, it was a symbol of unity, legacy, and hope in a world searching for moral guidance. Please, like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Faith leaders from various traditions issued warm congratulations, reflecting the Pope's broader message of ecumenical friendship and peace. Cardinal Tagle's participation, especially as a respected voice from the global South, carried a strong message of inclusiveness and the evolving face of Catholic leadership. Ritual, reverence, and renewal. The presentation of the Fisherman's ring came after a series of deeply symbolic rites, each echoing the ancient roots of the papacy. The Pope was dressed in the traditional white cassock, surrounded by cardinals, bishops, and dignitaries from around the world. The ring, crafted with intricate goldwork and inscribed with the name Leo XIV, was blessed moments before the formal presentation. The ritual was conducted at the high altar of St. Peter's Basilica, where the bones of St. Peter lie beneath the marble floor. This location added a spiritual gravity to the moment, linking the present to the very foundations of the Church. As Cardinal Tagle presented the ring, he spoke softly words of loyalty and prayer. May this ring be a sign of your fidelity to Christ and the Church, and may your hand be guided by divine wisdom. Historical parallels and unique significance. This act draws comparisons with previous pontificates, but it carries a distinct tone in the current climate. Where past ceremonies were marked by more European hierarchy, Pope Leo XIV's inauguration, and Cardinal Tagle's role in it, signal a move toward global representation and pastoral closeness. Historically, the presentation of the ring was done by the Camerlengo or Dean of the College of Cardinals. By assigning this role to Cardinal Tagle, the Vatican may be underlining a shift toward pastoral leadership and intercontinental cooperation within the Church. The ring's journey from tradition to transformation. Over the years, popes have personalized the style and symbolism of their fisherman's ring. Pope John Paul II's ring emphasized missionary zeal, Benedict XVI's bore classical lines of tradition, and Pope Francis chose a simpler ring to reflect humility. Pope Leo XIV's ring, as revealed during the ceremony, features a modern yet symbolic design, St. Peter casting a net into deep waters, surrounded by waves, and the Latin phrase, duc in altum, put out into the deep. This motto, taken from Luke 5 verse 4, signals Pope Leo XIV's desire to lead the Church into deeper faith, deeper engagement, and deeper compassion. Youth movements across continents took to social media, celebrating the symbolism with hashtags. What Pope Leo XIV said after receiving the ring. In a soft but firm voice, Pope Leo XIV addressed the faithful after receiving the ring. This ring is not only a symbol of power but of service. May my hands be used not to rule, but to raise, to bless, and to build. Like Peter, I too am a sinner, called not by merit, but by mercy. And so I wear this ring not for myself, but for you, the people of God. Those words were met with thunderous applause and visible tears among some cardinals and guests. It was a powerful reminder that humility and authority can coexist when grounded in divine purpose. Looking ahead, the road after the ring. The presentation of the Fisherman's ring marks the official beginning of Pope Leo XIV's spiritual leadership. The months ahead will involve pastoral visits, the formation of new synods, and the potential restructuring of certain Vatican offices to better reflect global voices. Insiders suggest that Cardinal Tagle may be appointed to a major role within the new Curia, possibly overseeing intercontinental evangelization efforts or youth ministry. If true, his role in the ring ceremony may have been just the first of many collaborations between two figures shaping the next era of Catholicism. Final reflections, a symbol that points to Christ. In the end, the ring is a reminder, not of a man's greatness, but of Christ's call to shepherd his people. As Pope Leo XIV begins this journey, and as Cardinal Tagle stands beside him in fraternity and faith, Catholics everywhere are reminded of the Church's enduring mission. To lead with truth. To serve with love. To fish not for power, but for souls. Conclusion, a moment that marks a new era. The act of Cardinal Tagle presenting the Fisherman's ring to Pope Leo XIV is not just a chapter in Church tradition, it is the opening of a new era. It tells a story of faith, of trust, of spiritual continuity, and of bold leadership rooted in humility. As millions watched this historic moment unfold, one thing became clear. The Church is moving forward, not by discarding tradition, but by breathing new life into it. Pope Leo XIV, now bearing the ring of the Fisherman, steps into his role not only with authority but with a heart ready to serve.